Thank you for joining me this January of a new year, 2022, for yoga with Monterey County Free Libraries. My name is Sarah, and I am the Adult Literacy and Volunteer Services Manager. Thank you for being here. I'm inhaling deeply through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And I have my legs crossed in front of me and the knees are out also in front. And I'm sitting on a towel for a little bit of an extra support. I have a very sore left hip. From here, we'll inhale, shoulders up and down. Up again and down and back. You might hear them clicking as they draw down the back. Up towards the ears and down the back. Now, if you are going back, let's go forward. So bringing the shoulders up and forward and down. On the inhale, up, forward and down. Mine don't click as much going forward. Yours may be different. Maybe your left hip doesn't hurt, and I hope that for everyone. All right. From here, we will switch up the legs, different leg in front, and plant the one hand. Mine is right. Yours, if you're looking at me, will be left. And reach, so plant the one hand up about a foot from the right hip, from the same hip. So left hip for you, right hip for me. And then reach out just at about waist high, the opposite hand, and stretch and lean over with the neck. That should feel good. If it doesn't, you might want to start again, come up and then stretch out again. You can move the head around, breathing slowly, maybe closing the eyes to find a good, comfortable spot for a stretch in the neck. Reach out through those fingertips, the ones that are not on the ground, and spread the fingers of the hand that's on the ground wide. Good. And then coming up to center. I have my block here because I am completely babying my body because of this sore hip. Plant the other side hand, my left, your right. Spread the fingers wide. Reach out through the opposing fingertips and tilt the neck to the bent arm side. Breathe less, talk more. All right, reaching out through those fingertips, finding a good spot for a stretch, and then come back to center. From here, we will place our hands, palms together, thumbs touching the chest, and take 3 deep inhales through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. Go. And as you inhale, maybe come to the top of the inhale and see if you can take a little extra sip of breath and maybe hold it for a second or two and then exhale slowly through the mouth. It's a hard time to control the exhale, but it feels very nice and it helps ground you and bring you into the moment. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth, and you might be feeling your thumbs rise and fall with your breath. I can feel the vibrations of myself speaking. We actually have you place the palms together in order to stretch the wrists a little bit. It's not just a centering mentally, it's also a physical benefit for you to stretch the wrists as you have your hands together in palms together. All right, from here, let's bring the legs out in front. You probably won't be able to see that, but we can do a fun thing of just bobbing the knees up and down. I'm still on my blanket to raise the hips. And then from there, reaching up tall, feeling like there's a string pulling the top of the crown of the head towards the ceiling, arms up, fingers spread wide, and bend forward. Now, I don't want you to hunch, so just as far forward as you can with the back straight, with a straight spine. The legs can be hip width if that's comfortable. If that is not a challenge, you can bring the feet together. That's more of a challenge. You can bring them wider apart. And we're just stretching here, not forcing anything, just sort of bending forward. I can feel it in my mid back and definitely along the backs of my legs. And we'll take a few breaths here. Find neutral spine, so neck neutral as well. That was breath 1. Inhale through the nose. You might go up a little bit and down as the belly fills with breath. And our last breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's shake out the legs again. I love that, bobbing the legs. All right, and from here we're going to come to downward facing dog, which is, you can scramble up there. It doesn't have to be elegant. My teacher likes to say that you have 5 breaths to find your way into downward facing dog. So we'll do that. That's the head inverted. Your body looks like this, and the feet are on the ground, hip width apart, and the hands are on the ground, shoulder width apart, and you're pressing the hips up and back. You'll see me in a second. All right, so here we are, downward facing dog. I have a feeling that my scarf is going to make its own way off my neck during this, but that's all right. So we're inhaling and exhaling here. Long inhales, long exhales. Feeling more of a stretch across the backs of the legs. You can pedal those out a little bit if that feels good. You can wiggle around in your downward facing dog, definitely keeping the elbows slightly bent and the fingers spread wide. All of the fingers from the pinky to the mound of the thumb pressing into the mat, or the towel, or the floor. All right, from here we're going to lift the left leg straight up. Wow, feeling a stretch in the hip there, correct? And having to kind of rebalance the weight in the hands. And we'll bring the foot forward and place it between the hands. And from there, if you can't do it, just place the foot and then hike it forward. We're going to come down onto the other knee and place that foot flat and reach up into a low lunge. Yeah, you're with me on the hips here. So in the low lunge, you can pad that knee and reaching out strongly through the fingers, reaching up in the waist and bending forward in the front knee. Very nice. I'm feeling a stretch in my back, definitely working on that sore hip, and feeling a stretch in the quad as well. All right, now we'll bring the hands back down and then shimmy out that foot and bring it back behind, coming back into downward facing dog. And that doesn't have to be elegant. Mine certainly wasn't. All right, from here we'll lift the other leg. In this case, it's my right. I'm on the tiptoes of the other foot, and then I'm going to bring the leg forward again between the hands and place the knee of the other foot, of the other leg on the ground. Foot flat, coming up into a low lunge. Again, feeling the stretch in the hips, in my poor sore hips. Leg is bent, and the other leg is also bent on the ground. Reaching up through the waist, side waist, spread the fingers wide, but bring the shoulders away from the ears. Take several breaths here. can wiggle around if you're not comfortable. Spread the knee away from the other knee if you're having balance problems. Lean into that front foot and feel a stretch on the opposite leg. And then when you're ready, place the hands onto the ground and then shimmy that front foot back again into downward facing dog. Nice. My hip is already feeling better. I hope yours are too. All right, from here we're going to come back down to the ground. So we're going to place the knees, bend the knees and place them on the mat. Hands stay in the same place, and we'll just do a couple. The scarf is undoing itself. Can you see that? We'll just do a few cat-cows. So inhale and lower the belly and stretching up with the head and the hips, and then exhale, rounding the back and bringing it all in at the waist and the trunk area. Slight bend in the knees, and in the arms, in the elbows, and the knees are on the ground. Pad those knees if you need to. And this is a nice way to just inhale and open, and exhale and close the body. One movement for each breath. We'll come back up into cat and then come back to neutral. From here I'm coming back onto my knees, and I don't want to keep you too long on your Sunday. We all have something to do. So I'm going to return and sit on my block this time. I'm still in returning to the legs crossed in front of me, hands on the thighs, and we'll just do a little quick stretch of the arms and shoulders again and sign off. So arms up, inhale, and bring them around if you can. Exhale. Inhale, reaching up through the crown of the head, stretching through the sideways, and release. One more. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, release. And hands again, palms facing each other, thumbs touch the chest. And I really appreciate you doing those low lunges with me. I hope your hips feel better. See you next time.